Hello, what's up everybody, and welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and tonight I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and review on the Batgirl premium format figure by Sideshow Collectibles. This statue's been out for a couple of weeks now. It was announced during last year's 12 Days of Christmas, and it was one that was well received and highly anticipated. And based on everything I've seen and now owning it, I can understand why. This is a really nice piece. I'm going to be giving you my reasons why. Not really a whole lot of negative to say about this. I'll nitpick some things here and there, but overall, it's a very nice package. This was sculpted by Daniel Bell, who was the sculptor and took part in the design. Designed by Richard Luong, painted by Chaz Izima, and the rest of Sideshow's design and development team. This statue is one of 2200 edition size, which is pretty big for Sideshow these days. They don't really exceed 500 anymore, maybe 750, but this one went to 2200 because obviously it was very popular, and I can see why. This statue is around 21.5 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and about 14 inches deep. It weighs around 17 pounds, and it's a pretty friendly statue to move around in case you have to relocate it, which I'm very happy about that. It also includes a light up feature, which surprisingly is really good. So without much further ado, we're about to get into this review. Okay, so let's get into this review. We're going to start obviously at the bottom. We're going to start with the base. You have a Clayface base, which is a very unique base because Sideshow's never done a Clayface. Not only Sideshow, almost no licensed Clayfaces exist, if any. And so this was a bit of a surprise. It was a way of Sideshow sneaking in a character or a preview of one that some DC fans have been calling for. So I like what they did here. The base appears to be really big, but it really isn't. It's more compact than initially you would think. So we have Clayface, and the sub base is a rocky, like stone sub base. And obviously, she's been battling Mr. Clayface himself. So, Clayface has a lot of details. Obviously, you can see the eyes are blue. They're blue because he's being electrified right now. That's what these batarangs are for, but we'll get to those. You have details in the mouth. So you have not only the teeth, right? And then you have his molars inside. And inside you have this great texture. And when the lights light up, it looks really great. It's got a couple of different modes when it lights up. So Clayface, the base is done pretty well. It looks like obviously molted clay, and it's molding, as you can see. You have a couple of faces in there. I'm not sure who this is. I think that may be Robin. I'm not 100% sure. I know this is Batman, and that looks to be Mr. Commissioner Gordon. So that's a pretty nice touch. I do like the base quite a bit. It does have a couple of minor seams, like under here. You're never really going to see it. And then you have seams here in the mouth. Again, minor nitpick. It's nearly impossible to do these without seams. And then underneath you see that charred effect where he's been sort of like electrified. But I like the flow on Clayface and the way he's basically transforming and melting. Looks really good. He's got a huge left arm, as you can see right there. And you get around it, and you can see the hand right there with some claws. So that looks really good. Again, the flow of the clay looks awesome. All right, he's littered with, I think, 5 batarangs that are electrified. There's 1. These key in pretty easy. There's 2, 3, and that one, obviously, the electricity has created this little crater there. There's a couple of these spots. Here's another one, and here's another batarang that's electrified, and you can see which burns some of that clay. So that looks really nice for effect. It looks great, actually. And Clayface himself is really well done, especially considering he's just a base, but it's a pretty fleshed out base, pun intended. As for Batgirl herself, she's got these armored boots Very nice detail on them. It's like a dark gold. You have some nice, you see all the straps. The armor looks good. Nice separation. So you have the gold, and then inside you see the Batgirl symbol in like a gray that outlines that. She has some battle damage. You can see her knees. She's been through some battles, obviously. You have these homemade bandages that are basically in a few spots on her body. One on her left leg, one on the right leg as well. You have one on the hand, and one on the other arm. So there's a couple of them. They look good. They're a little bit darker than maybe I would like, but they are dirty and they're bloody. So you can see there is blood on them because she's been in a battle. The outfit's mostly grays and blacks with some nice touches of gold. And it's textured. So the inner thighs look to be like an armadillo texture. The inner thighs are textured. And then also around the knee pads, you can see some texturing there as well. The costume's nice and weathered. Very nicely painted. Now this is a really nice pose for Batgirl. This is no skinny Batgirl. She's pretty thick. She almost looks Latina. And I love the pose on this and how seductive she looks and athletic at the same time. She looks really, really good. You got some nice pouches going on here. A nice gold color. The utility belt with the Batgirl symbol. There's some more utilities that she has on that belt. They look really, really nice. Moving up, you see some more of that texture around the rib cage area. All right, her bust area looks really good. There is a little bit of battle damage there as well. And then her Batgirl signal in gold, covered up by a little bit of her hair. Very nice. Everything's done really, really well. I like the battle damage. I like the wear and tear. Again, the bandages are bloody, and like I said before, they look homemade. So she did not get professional attention. Very nice. And then you have some elbow guards. That looks good too. And then on her gauntlets, you have these spikes, right? Just like Batman would have them. That looks awesome. And then you have a crowbar a la the Joker. And it's weathered and it's got a little bit of clay on it. Because obviously she's done toppling Mr. Clayface. And she did a number on him. I like that touch. It looks good. Yeah, so overall, the costume looks awesome. And the paint job is great. There are very, very few imperfections, if any, that I can see. Now, no statue's perfect, so I don't expect that. But again, elbow guards, the gauntlets right there with the fins. That looks awesome. And she's wiping her face. I don't know if it's blood or just sweat. I'd like to think it's blood, but they didn't put any there. And I like that pose. It's very unique. I love the way it looks, and I love the expression on her portrait. The eyes are this beautiful green, and you can see the eyes look alive. They look like they're glistening. Looks awesome, and she's got this beautiful dimple effect around her lips area. They're painted immaculately. She's very beautiful. You know, eyebrows, eyelashes, everything looks on point. Damage on the cowl, which is, by the way, really nice modern take on it, but it looks beautiful. Weathered, great paint work by Sideshow. Just really a home run of a piece. The hair is like a dark red, very nicely sculpted and painted. I love the flow. It matches the cape, which looks awesome as well. And we're gonna get to the cape in a minute. So the cape is kind of a smallish cape, right? It's almost like just an accessory, and it's flowing along with her hair, and it looks really good. It's some sort of like a plastic, and it's solid, very nice and lightweight, but it's painted really, really well, and also is weathered to match the rest of the piece, right? The inside of the cape is like a yellowish gold. I want to say like a yellow, more than it is a gold, and it's kind of subdued. It's not really very bright. You know, it kind of matches the rest of the piece, right? They went with some subdued colors except for the blue, but other than that, everything is pretty subdued and not overly bright. But the cape's done really, really nice. It's got a nice flow to it. I like that the statue is pretty lightweight and friendly to move. So really, for me, I don't have many negatives about this statue. I think overall, they did a great job. Not only is it friendly to move around, everything fit together perfect. Not a lot of moving parts to this. You have to attach the arms, the portrait, the cape, and then put her on the base. But everything just fit perfect. It's light, it's easy to move. She's very stable. I love that Sideshow goes out of the way to make sure that it's collector friendly as well, not just a monster piece that you can't move. So I love the ability to move them away and just put them away if I have to when I gotta move it. So that's great. Overall, what I like the most about this statue is the portrait. The portrait is amazing, truly amazing. The pose, just as good. Really, really nice. It's a museum pose, but it's a semi-dynamic museum pose. She's standing there over her conquered foe, and it looks really amazing. I'm going to turn on the light up feature. So it has two modes. This is your pulsating mode, if you will, right? And this statue, the light up feature, is much better than I thought it was going to be. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pause this real quick, turn off the lights, and show you what that looks like in the dark. Alright, so there you have it. This is what it looks like in the dark, the pulsating light. And it looks really good. And then it comes through here in the eyes. Alright, this one it doesn't, but this one has a window, so it goes through there. And on the eyes here, likewise, the light comes through. Really, really a nice job by Sideshow. What an outstanding job. And giving you two different modes is also pretty nice. So this is your standard mode, right, where it's just always on. And that looks really good as well. So overall, I'm very happy with the production. You know, it's hard for me to compare it with a prototype because it's not in front of me. I don't have it. So I couldn't tell you anything about it. But as far as a production piece goes, it's an almost flawless statue with very little to complain about, from assembly to display to ability to move it, and the way it looks and everything fits and it was painted. Home run by Sideshow Collectibles. Thank you once again for watching. Until next time.